Hi, I'd like to talk to you tonight about vision. It's something that many of us have, but not many of us that are struggling tend to do well. You see, all of us know where we want to go, but we don't seem to be able to get there. And vision is one of those things that really does help. So when I talk about vision, I'm talking about knowing where you're going and understanding how to get there. Now, that may not be the actual path, but it means that you know what you're trying to achieve. So, for example, you set out and you want to establish yourself online, and you don't really know what you're doing, you don't know where you're going, and you also don't have a vision. Because a vision has to be something specific. So if you take hold of a business opportunity, a place, and then you start to hear people say, oh, you've got to write down your vision. So you look at this opportunity and you go, right, this is high ticket affiliate marketing. I'm going to get into this. I'm going to sell 3 high ticket sales a month, and I'm going to lead my family into victory. And that vision, when you write it down and then you read it out, and you'll find that there's a discord between what you've written, what you've got in your head, and what's in your heart. And those sorts of things happen all the time. Now, I was just picking on high ticket affiliate marketing. It can be all sorts of things. But whatever it is you choose, you need to be very careful about your vision aligning up with your goals. Because one of the things about a vision is many people have written down their vision statements, but when they have it there, it's not them. It's not what they really want. You see, many times we buy things or desire to buy things to impress others, and there's no point in that. We need to be true to ourselves. So a vision statement is actually finding out who you are, what you really want, and getting down to the nitty-gritty of that. And this is something that sometimes takes time. I know for myself, when I wrote down my vision statement, I then looked at what I was doing and I thought, my goodness, it is totally not what I want to do. And I could feel that in my emotions. I could feel that I wasn't agreed with what I'd written down. It seemed good. On paper, it was fantastic. But when I read it out aloud, it just didn't work. And so with a vision statement, it's really important to understand that it's much more than just writing something down. It's a lot more to do with visualizing yourself living that reality. And if you can't visualize yourself living that reality in a way that's congruent with who you are, then it's not something that you will easily reach. Now, some of you might, with grit and everything else, be able to reach that. I'm a person that likes to flow with the congruence of who I am. And I don't think with with grit or pushing through that I would achieve something like that. And I know from what I've read and what I've seen online so far that many people struggle with this. You see, taking up some opportunity is only the first step. We need to make sure that it lines up with who we are, as we talked about in the previous video. But having a vision is great. The thing is, it has to line up and it has to link with our emotions. There's something really important about having emotional connection with what you see in the future. If you do that, if you have that emotional connection, if you can get that clarity, then that produces a magnetic draw that draws you towards that reality. And to that end, what we're seeing now is that what started as everybody writing down a vision statement is now moving towards a vision board where you've got pictures, and the next step or the next stage and phase in that is actually a vision video where you create a video that really gets you excited. So when you look at that, and when you look at it, like they say, write it down, look at it every day. And so if you write it down and you look at it every day and you read through it, if that doesn't get you excited, if that doesn't make you desire to reach forward, then there's something that needs to be adjusted. It could be what you've written is not congruent with who you are. It could be that what you've written is not specific enough. It could also be related to what you've written just doesn't connect with your emotions. And so all of those things are very important things that are needed to help to make this work. We need to make sure that it's clear, specific, and connects with our emotions. So when you write your vision statement, have a look, see what you can do. Be clear with what you're writing and just have a go at it. So look, I'd like to give you an example statement I've got written here where it says something along the lines of, I'm living a life of purpose and impact. Each day I wake up excited and grateful, knowing the work I do changes lives. I feel strong, confident, and deeply connected to the people I serve. My home is filled with laughter, peace, and love. Opportunities come to me because I walk boldly toward the future God has prepared for me. I am fully alive, mentally, spiritually, and physically. I'm building a legacy that will outlast me. So even with that, you could go more deep. You could go into the details. You could talk about each person in your life and how they are affected, what you can do for them, what they will experience when you reach your goals. And so when you look at that, consider what's going on in your life and how you can achieve that. I know that when you've got a clear vision, when you've got a clear goal and you understand it and it's connected emotionally, that drives you forward and it gives you momentum, it gives you motivation, it gives you clarity, and it helps you to achieve that goal much faster than if you don't have something like that. But interestingly enough, as many people as hear this, there are very few that will go out and actually write down their vision. Now, a great book which talks about this in a story format is The Jackrabbit Factor. And so if you would like the Jackrabbit Factor, like details, you can just search it out on Google, it's there. Jackrabbit Factor is a great book for that. And the other thing that you could do is I've got a PDF, just a brief outline on step by step on how to write your own vision statement that will help you get started. So if you're interested in that, drop a comment below and I'll get back to you with that. Other than that, you have a great day, enjoy your vision, and stay focused.